E6 Qingque was honestly a different breed of character. I've been playing around with her with the new MOC that just dropped with Japard, and I've got to say, even off element, she destroys everything. So let's just get into a replay of this zero cycle. I'll kind of talk through my thought process, and I'm going to go over the builds a little bit more in detail because this one was a little bit different than the previous Qingque zero cycle. So we're going to start off with the technique, Bronya's technique, double Ting Yun's technique because she's on Dance Dance Dance, and Pela's technique. Now it's very important that Ting Yun immediately uses that ult because we're not at 134 speed threshold. So we're relying on our speed boosts and our action advance to make sure we get our 2 actions per cycle. So apply Benediction, using our skill to get our ult up immediately. Okay, now we are going to boost Qingque. Now this is the reason why, okay, we used Qingque's technique. We wanted to try to get her ult with as little skill points as possible. Or sorry, not her ult, but her enhanced state rather. Because this first side is actually relatively easy. It's the second side that we're trying to stack up all of our ults for and essentially just try to wipe it out in two actions. Right? So the fact that we were able to start off with 2 tiles and then get 4 of a kind without even having to use our free skill that Qingque gets, right, is absolutely wonderful. So here we're just going to use beautiful 130. Now we're going to immediately use our ult. Now this is something that's a little bit weird, right? Because usually you wouldn't want to do that, okay? But the thought process behind it is that since Qingque has Benediction, right after she uses the ult, she's going to be getting a speed boost. Now, it should actually have the speed boost even if you use the ult before you attacked, which is ideal because then you get more energy. But the reason I did this is because I actually wanted to get a 4 of a kind with Qingque guaranteed before Bronya's action, right? So we're going to see how that plays into it. So basic attack and basic attack, okay? Now we can go into an enhanced skill using 0 skill points. Beautiful. Now because of E6, we go up to 5. Now boost Qingque up again. So now this is where it was important that we managed to save as many skill points as possible. And also, for some reason, right, I don't have Bronya's light cone yet. I haven't gotten 600 star glitter, so I can't buy her light cone. So she's on past and future, which means I can't even recover a skill point with her ult. And I'm not going to use her ult here because she doesn't need it, obviously. But we're going to hopefully use maybe 2 skill points, right? And then wipe out this one so we can go into the next one. And we did get that free one. Beautiful. We actually got 2. The Awarki isn't going to matter exactly because it's just, it was close to dying. Now here, we're just going to reapply Benediction, right? We're going to use... Now, this is extremely tough because I realized mid-run that I was swapping around my gears, and Pela actually is on a level 13 energy rope, and because her talent is exactly 7 plus 2, it's she's going to be 1 energy off right now. And this actually made me extremely upset because I was going to have to redo this run, but thankfully, I was given a gift by this 4-legged horse-looking thing. Basic attack, this is going to be 1 off. 1 energy off. If this was a level 14, I think it would be good. Beautiful. So now we have all of our ults up. Okay, now this is important. You don't want to ult with Bronya there because then we're going to be wasting 1 turn of her ult. Okay, we want to use Bronya's ult on Qingque's turn. That way, Qingque is going to have 2 more turns of the buff after this current turn, which is extremely important, right? Same thing with Ting Yun's damage percent buff that we're about to give to Qingque. That 53%, right, is going to last for essentially for the rest of the game, for the rest of this battle. Okay, so we're going to use all 3 ults right after we skill, of course. Okay. Now, it was beautiful. We got to use all of our skills. The 4 of a kind didn't matter because we were just going to ult to get our 4 of a kind, but it doesn't hurt, of course. The important part was that Awarki, or whatever. Okay, beautiful. Okay, and here is where we do the exact same thing that we did in the first part, right? Where we use our enhanced attack, then we use our ult just so we can dump, so we can be completely fresh for our final attack. Okay. This doesn't matter as long as we don't get killed, which you can't die after the very initial damage step. Okay, and we're going to apply another defense reduction. That's very important. Okay, that extra 15% is very important. Send off one enhanced basic. Okay, now this is the moment of truth. Okay, we dumped everything with QQ the turn before. This is essentially the lowest you can possibly start. 2 not matching tiles. We have 3 skill points, right? What are we going to do? 1 skill point, 2 skill point. Okay, didn't get the third one, but this is all we need. Now we just need to get a couple crits. We've got 10 buffs on QQ. She's at 290% crit damage. That's because of the 42% from that R4 Genius Repose that she's on that we're going to talk about after. Okay. We've got every buff in existence. The only thing we don't have is Pela's technique. Just 1 crit. This one didn't crit. This one just has to crit. This one just has to crit. Yes. Yes. And it's over. That's the 0 cycle with QQ. I mean, that was just, is beautiful. Just beautiful. So, for QQ, she is at 102 speed. She only has 4 speed from her substats, right? But she's at 62% crit rate and 168% crit damage. Okay? And she is on that R4 Genius Repose. That is actually probably why she is why the attack is a little bit inflated, right? She's got her traces pretty much maxed, and she is on the Quantum Set and Sal Soto, right? And she's of course E6. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to talk about how it's important because we managed to actually get QQ in front of Bronya once. So we essentially get 3 QQ actions every single cycle, which is beautiful. And the way that's done is by having a Bronya that is 117 speed. Okay? Now, she's on Past in the Future, which is what you have to settle for. She actually does give 2% more at R5 compared to... I've been saying R this entire video. I've been meaning to say S. Superimposition. Huh. Anyways. So, she does have a lot of defense and not too much HP, but that's fine, really. That's fine. This particular MOC, the first side, really, you don't take any damage as long as you kill the first, as long as you AoE blast the enemies on the first side, the weaker ones. Those can build up some damage, right? Okay, and Bronya is 10-10, beautiful. We didn't use her basic attack a single time. No, we do have those level 4 speed boots, and that's essentially my level of speed tuning that I had to succumb to, is essentially using some random speed boots that I found and leveling them to 4 just so I could get enough to for QQ to surpass her. Right, okay, and no free skill point, unfortunately. Okay, Pela is on a S3 resolution. My opinion, much better than the tutorial. That extra defense shred is just, it stacks increasingly higher and higher exponentially the more defense shred you add. Add that to the Quantum Set, giving that extra 10%, right? And it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Anyways, I really need to bring this technique or talent level up. Anyway, she is on Passerby. This was extremely important. Now, I did end the run technically with 1 skill point, so I guess 1 skill point somewhere maybe could have fit, but I actually don't think so. This 1 skill point was so necessary to just make sure that I could, with no worries, apply Benediction every single time and Pela skill the very first turn to get her ult up. Very, 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 very important. And E5. Okay. Now, Tingyun is the only reason why this run works. Tingyun is a beast, okay? Not just her attack percent buff, not just her damage percent buff, not just her energy regeneration buff, not just her speed buff, okay? I just said so many things, I don't even know what the hell just happened, okay? But essentially, Tingyun is so broken. Pair that with the fact that she runs Dance, 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 right? I mean, I'm able to run QQ at 102 speed, right? And Bronya at 117 and go QQ, Bronya, QQ, right? Or sorry, Bronya, QQ, Bronya, QQ. But that's essentially, I mean, it's amazing. Qingque is so good. Dance, dance, dance. It's only S2 and it still works. It does a higher in position means your speed thresholds become much easier to hit, right? And the passerby, that not passerby, messenger. The messenger 4P set is extremely important also because that speed boost plus the action advance plus technically Pela could give speed, although there is no buffs to strip, right? Makes it so you can get Bronya above 134 technically. I mean, not really, but just faster enough in the cycle where you can get 2 actions out of her, and also get Qingque to be faster than Bronya. Extremely, extremely important, right? And that's essentially the run. So if you have any questions, please let me know. It was super fun to do this one, and see y'all later. I got some Welt planned up for the future. Adios.